All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. So another thing came up inside the mind, and there are most likely other people in there. And again, I don't even have to know them. God can move knowledge this way and that way, conversation this way and that way. Again, there's real voices, good voices, and bad voices. Some people their whole life have their own voice in their mind, and they hear it saying things and doing different things. And that's all this is. Oh, okay, yeah, you haven't seen enough, right? To know it's something else. You're just willfully ignorant. But it said if they had unrestricted access via Wi-Fi jammers and some other things, and they were able to get into your apartment, an hour or two a day, it wouldn't take long before they figure out the combination, especially if they're professionals. There's only four numbers. So where I went wrong is I didn't change the combination weekly, or maybe even I think I changed it even twice a week sometimes. That's where I went wrong. As far as that capability, there's other capabilities also, X-raying it and other things such as that. But those combinations appeared to have been changed by them when I stood outside for like like a half hour or something, speaking to somebody with accidentally left the door along. So at that point, I didn't know to check the combination. They know what the effects of what they do are. They just lie. They're like a cult. It's a cult in a lot of different places. One of the largest cults in the world. Now there are differing cells and warring tribes within that thing. Again, they call some of it the deep state, but again, it's a criminal secret society, is what it is. Trump's part of it, but Trump bucked the system a little bit. But it doesn't mean Trump bucking the system means this: hostile takeover. He wants to take over. He wants to be the boss of that system. And he's even articulated it. Trump articulated Project 2025 is going to be their deep state. Not a conspiracy theory, it's reality. You're all crud. Crud and crooks. So finding P. Diddy, he's just one of the, I didn't expect it to be P. Diddy. I didn't know much about P. Diddy. I liked his music. That was about it. But them finding P. Diddy, I didn't say anything at that point because before I was like, don't harass P. Diddy or whatever. I didn't know that he was into that type of, again, sexuality, but we're talking about force, racketeering, extortion, all the things I was speaking about. So he is one of them. But, he's probably one of a million millionaires or multimillionaires and billionaires. Well, I can't stand up for him when he's that. I don't want to say he's at Epstein. Again, that what happens is they'll bring P. Diddy on and go, well, we found him. There's a ton of them. New Mexico's loaded with it. So I was just speaking to somebody this morning about what happened there with that ghost society and how the guy that was looking for pedophiles was actually the pedophile. I'm not looking for pedophiles, but if I see sexualization, I'll speak about it. I used to help them with that, but I can't. They try to reverse it and put it on me. Where was I? So the idea is that the evidence comes, but it isn't necessarily seen as evidence initially. So when we look at the New Mexico State Police traffic stop, now he'd be astounded. I mean, again, I don't know if he's being honest or not, but he'd be astounded the level of pedophilia and acceptance by parents and others in New Mexico. Again, all that STD doesn't always come from outside the family. So we had the state trooper do that traffic stop, and there's I guess a 14-year-old who was impregnated when she was 12 or something. Right. That's normal. And the mother, cooperated with the thing and, accepts it. And there was all these other kids in the car or the truck. But it's accepted by the community when you're in, quote unquote. But they do that scam where the other person's it, fearing them into not saying anything. And again, I can deal with a little bit of harassment, but not when it gets to that level. Obviously, you're being paid to off me. So that those two incidents would say that what I was saying has been proven by, again, at least the preponderance of the evidence. Again, it's just why they'll say they arrest people at a certain rate, so it kind of balances out. I mean, the cult is insane. And then they work somebody over into being a sex criminal or a pedophile or something like that, and all of a sudden, it's that person's fault. It's kind of like I said, the gotcha. When they get you to commit a crime, they go, gotcha. Now anything we did doesn't matter, right? That's how they do it. So, like when you have a mass shooter that they created out of thin air and go, well, we didn't force them to mass shoot. Like, yeah, they did. It's CIA technology, KGB technology. They all know how to do that stuff. Especially in this country, when law enforcement's in on it, it isn't like being overseas. There's nothing stopping them. You're gonna at least listen to me for the rest of my life because you took my life. Tried to take my family's life. They even represented that they spoke to me, and they you know mano a mano and said, "This is all you have to do. If you were like this, you'll be okay." They lie every single moment of the day because they have murdered and they do murder. They have raped and they do rape. I'm afraid I got a black Nazi following me. Again, I can't tell whether he's stalking me or somebody's putting him up to it by, like, if he's a delivery person, call him up and tell him I need you to go over here, like a messenger. Well, that's the way it happens around me. Like, you see black Nazi, and then you figure out the guy that was around you is a black Nazi. But still, we don't know if that's real, unless somebody does the investigation, like a real investigation. There's spies could put anything online, hide anything, put anything, make it look this way and that way. He's probably angered enough people to have. I mean, it could be him, but he's probably angered enough people that they would put that up there about him. They don't care. It's just they ruin. It's like what's his name? What's that judge's name? Judge Moore. he eventually sues them, but he didn't get his position in government. So again, he might be able to sue somebody down the road, but he won't. And he's not that. But that's the point. He's not moving in that direction anyway. I guess he was trailing the other candidate. So I got to get shopping here. Got to pick up a few things. Tried to take my walk. The map said there was no rain coming, and then as soon as I walked outside, and then I looked at the map again and it showed rain. I'm like, what? But it's definitely starting to cool. It's still a little warm. Tomorrow will be probably real nice and cool. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do.